Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with a woman killed in a suspected DUI car crash in northwest Bakersfield overnight. It happened just before midnight on Callaway Drive and Tumwater Avenue, just south of Hageman Road. Police say a car was on Callaway when the driver made a left turn into a neighborhood. That's when the car crashed into another driver going north on Callaway. The woman driving one of the cars died in the crash. The other driver wasn't seriously hurt. BPD says speed and alcohol appear to have been factors in that crash. And now to new information on the crash that injured Tiger Woods. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department held a press conference this morning where they said Woods was driving at a high rate of speed at the time of that crash.
The primary causal factor for this traffic collision was driving at a speed unsafe for the road conditions and the inability to negotiate the curve of the roadway. Estimated speeds at the first area of impact were 84 to 87 miles per hour, and the final estimated speed when the vehicle struck the tree was 75 miles per hour.
The athlete was seriously injured in the February wreck, suffering a compound fracture to his leg. LASD says the golfer was driving 40 miles over the speed limit. They examined the car's data record, which showed Woods never hit the brakes. Captain James Powers said Wood may have panicked. He showed no signs of impairment or intoxication. And Woods took to Twitter after the conference, saying after the complete review of the crash, he is grateful to both the Good Samaritans and first responders on scene. His recovery and family are his top priorities. Woods says he is thankful for all the kind words he has received. Now to an issue we follow here very closely at 17 News, pedestrian safety. We have learned more about the woman killed while crossing the street last month. It happened on March 4th in northwest Bakersfield. Police say 32-year-old Melissa Ann Arenas was crossing Rosedale Highway at Dean Avenue outside of a crosswalk when she was hit by an SUV. She died at the scene. By our count, this is the 11th pedestrian fatality this year. And in your 17 Crime Watch, a man is in critical condition after a shooting outside of an illegal marijuana dispensary. Cottonwood Road and Cannon Avenue around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. When deputies arrived, they found a man in front of the business with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to Kern Medical, where he's in critical condition. Detectives say the business he was found in front of was an illegal marijuana dispensary operating from a blacked out front storefront. Deputies say they found various marijuana-related products inside. No information on the shooter has been released. If you have any information, call KCSO at 861-3110. Now to a wild pursuit in the Southland yesterday that ended with the arrest of one of the Golden Empire's most wanted, who was also accused in a deadly shooting in Oildale. The CHP told our NBC affiliate KNBC they were in pursuit of a murder suspect. The pursuit led law enforcement through Riverside, then made its way through the San Gabriel Valley and Diamond Bar. It finally came to an end in Panoma, where the semi-truck drove in front of the truck driven by Michael Caleb Reed. Reed is accused by a local family of a shooting in Oildale last month that killed 40-year-old Michael Glenn Lewis. Today, KCSO confirmed Reed is a person of interest in the case, but detectives still need to speak with him about it. You might remember Reed was also wanted by the U.S. Marshals for a carjacking investigation where he managed to evade law enforcement. And a woman who has been missing for nearly a month now has been found safe. 28-year-old Laura Jenneth Rodriguez was last seen March 12th when she was released from the Kern County Jail on L Street. BPD says Rodriguez was without her needed medication. BPD would like to thank the community's help in locating her. Well, it's something Californians have been waiting for more than a year now, and a year ago seemed so out of reach. A full reopening of our economy. Governor Gavin Newsom outlined a new plan that would get rid of the tier system in about 2 months' time. Now, on June 15th, California will fully open its economy if two criteria are met. If vaccine supply is sufficient for Californians 16 and older who wish to be vaccinated, and if hospitalization rates are stable and low. Once these criteria are met, everyday activities will be allowed and businesses can open back up with common sense reduction measurements.
The masking is going to continue. We know they're going to continue to encourage vaccination. testing remains a vitally important tool for us as we continue to navigate through this pandemic.
Meantime, this week, Kern has met the orange tier metrics for the first time. In order to move down into the orange tier, we must meet the metrics for a second week in a row, which means if numbers continue in this downward trend, we could be moving into the orange tier as early as next week. Meantime, we continue to inch near 1,300 deaths in Kern County since last March, with Public Health announcing one more life lost in today's update. 85 new cases were also announced, bringing the total to over 106,000 cases. Right now, 63 people are in the hospital, 13 people are in the ICU. And the nearly 1,300 lives lost in Kern County were more than just a statistic. They were friends, neighbors, and family members. That's why we've created a special section on our website called the Those We've Lost Photo Gallery to honor the memories of people who died during this pandemic. You can upload their photos and share their names and your memories of them. Just go to our website, kget.com, and click on the hot link icon. And the mass vaccination site at State Bakersfield is helping in the fight against coronavirus. CSUB says they've administered 14,189 vaccines from March 26th to yesterday. Those who got the shot from CSUB will receive the Pfizer vaccine. There are still COVID-19 vaccine appointments available for this week at that mass vaccination site. Walk-ins are accepted. The site is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And a reminder, any Kern County resident older than 16 can sign up to get their vaccine. To schedule, just go to the state's website at myturn.ca.gov or call that number on your screen, 833-422-4255. Also on the vaccine front, new evidence suggests that protection from Moderna's coronavirus vaccine may last for several months. Researchers looked at samples from 33 people that were taken 6 months after they had received both doses during the phase 1 trial. They found antibody activity remained high in all age groups, although the levels were lower in those 56 and older. The scientists say there are ongoing studies to monitor the immune response beyond 6 months, as well as to determine the effect of a booster shot that could extend the antibody response and protect against emerging variants. Well, we have all felt the impacts of the pandemic. Stress has taken a toll on our mental health, sleep, and just our overall health. Now, one area you may not have suspected as being affected is your digestion. Jessica Myers, a functional health and herbal expert, joins us once again. Jessica, good afternoon. Explain to us how stress can impact our digestive system.
Hi, Nicole. So when you are under stress, your production of stomach acid actually decreases, and with good reason. So think back to caveman times. You're out gathering berries and hunting when you spot a saber-toothed tiger. Is this the best time to sit down and enjoy a meal? Absolutely not. Times of stress cue your body to focus on saving your life in that moment. It is not focused on digestion, and this is completely biologically normal. Today, we have much different types of stress, but they are more chronic and unrelenting, and this can cause a chronic suppression of digestive secretions, which leads to nutritional deficiencies since you cannot fully break down your food to be absorbed.
You know, my question in all of this is how can we overcome this? You know, if we are facing digestive problems, how can we fix that?
You really want to focus on practicing good eating habits, which set yourself up for optimal digestion. So sit down to eat versus eating on the go. And if you're stressed out, take a moment for some deep breathing before the meal. Make sure that you chew 20 to 30 times before swallowing to get that digestive process started, and limit fluids during the meal, which can actually dilute your stomach acid. And if you need extra support, herbal bitters can help to kickstart your digestion as well.
You know, I think especially for a lot of us, we have found during the pandemic, we've been eating a lot of junk food, just kind of eating whenever we felt like it, especially when we just felt bored. And I think that's the big thing we need to remember is to, if we're hungry, eat, but eat something light and not eat something that's so harmful on our bodies, correct?
Absolutely. You want to be nourishing your body, get really good plant-based, nutrient-rich foods so you are able to give your body all that it needs in order for you to feel and function at your best.
Well, thank you, Jessica, as always. For tips and to schedule an appointment with her, head to her website at jessicamyers.com. We'll see you next week. And today is National Beer Day. Kern is home to many popular local breweries, and we want to know your favorites from each. Head to our Instagram at KGET News and check out our stories to tell us your top picks. And 17 Sierra Murdoch will have a wrap-up of the results tonight. In education news now, the Kern High School District is allowing more students to return to in-person instruction. Now, as of yesterday, all students with mild to moderate disabilities who have not yet returned to the classroom are allowed to do so. Next Monday, all senior class students at all schools can go back. On Wednesday, April 21st, all freshman students can return, and on Wednesday, April 28th, all sophomore and junior students can head back to the classroom. The district says distance learning will remain an option. And Kern High School District is scaling back its free meal distributions. Meals will now only be given out on Mondays and Thursdays. This comes as the district works to bring students back to campus. There will not be a distribution today, but on Thursday, families with children aged 2 to 18 are invited to pick up free meals from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. at KHSD campuses. For more details and the full distribution list, we have that on our website, kget.com. Well, it could take years to make up the lost learning from the pandemic, but your team can get a head start this summer. Bakersfield College is having weekly workshops to help high school students enroll in summer college courses. Students who plan to enroll at BC can earn up to 7 units this summer semester. These workshops will be on Zoom every Wednesday starting April 17th. We have a link to register on our website, kget.com.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.